good morning everyone. And this is Lex 2013 after 5 and I am Emmanuel from group 26, and this is our third interview video, and today we have Afiq Nur Adli with us.
Hi.
He is one of the key teams in the choir groups in the 14th college. So hi Afiq.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
So can you introduce yourself and tell us what do you do after 5?
Okay. So my name is Five Radli bin Amin Abdul Nasir. And basically after 5 is when I get ready for choir. So I would usually get my dinner around 6, and then I would all of us would gather in the rehearsal room around 8. So we would start our physical exercises, like physical activities around 8:30, and then by 9 all of us are supposed to, by 9 all of us already started on vocal warm-ups and practicing on the songs. So that's like basically our routine for a month now.
Okay. So which faculty is coming?
FBNK, Faculty of Modern Language and Communication.
Oh, okay. Oh wow, that's such a tense routine, right?
Yeah.
So how did you get yourself involved with choir?
Choir. I actually joined choir last year, so this is my second time joining, and it's something that I've always wanted to try because I've never been involved in choir. So it's something that I was curious, something that I was interested in trying because I've seen videos and all that. So, and I also wanted to learn classical singing. And I know and choir is not so classical, but it does apply somewhat the same technique. So that's what I wanted to learn. So yeah, and this is my second time, and I enjoyed last year's choir. So I wanted to join this year's as well.
Okay. So since you're in choir, are you really passionate about music as well?
Very much. Yeah.
Very much. So what triggered your passion towards music?
I've always enjoyed music since I was very young, but I never took it seriously until I was about 13. Is when I joined a dancing contest, and that's when I kind of like performed on a professional stage for the first time, and that's when I kind of like that kind of like triggered the passion, that feeling that I realized that I actually enjoy performing. This is something that I wanted to do because I love the lights, the setting, and the audience. So that's what got me into music. That's when I decided I want to take music and performing seriously. So yeah.
So in choir, there are several positions. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So can you explain to me what are the several positions?
Okay, so basically in choir there are like you are separated into your vocal types. So for female there's sopranos, altos and mezzo-sopranos. Basically the altos sing the low notes, the mezzo-sopranos sing the middle and the high notes, and the soprano sings the high notes. That's for female. And it's the same thing with male. So we have tenor, baritone and bass. Tenor sings the high, baritone sings like the middle, high and low, and the bass sings the low notes. And I am a tenor, so I usually sing the high notes, but I also take the position of baritone for certain parts of the song. When it's too low for me, that's when I switch to baritone or tenor, and I would usually sing along with the altos.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's quite interesting to listen to that. Okay. So Afiq, have you been to any vocal classes outside of UPM?
Outside of UPM, yes, because when I was 19, that's when I first got signed as a recording artist under Ideal Music. So I had a little bit of vocal training from him. So that's when he kind of introduced me on the type of vocals, the type of techniques that I'm already kind of like familiar with, because once you've been singing for like your whole life, you basically are familiar with the techniques. It's just that you don't know the terms for it. So he introduced me to that. So I have a little bit of vocal training outside of UPM, but I didn't learn as much as I when I got into UPM. So once I joined choir, that's when I learned more about vocals, and my vocals have definitely improved after I joined choir. That's when I had more intense training, more terminology, and I learned more techniques in choir and how to improve and how to be a better singer and performer.
So we've heard that the 14th College won for the last year's choir competition, is that
Yes,
right?
that's right.
So how was the feeling actually?
It was unexpected because we were not expecting to win at all because we wanted to at least have like a top three placing. So when we found out that we actually won, all of us were pretty much very surprised, and I was on cloud nine because it was very exciting and it was honestly unexpected, and it made it made us all feel that it was definitely worth all the sleepless nights and the intense training, and some of us have reached our breaking point at certain times, and everything was definitely worth it in the end. So yeah, it was an awesome feeling.
Right, nice. Uh, so what about performances then? Have you done any outside of UPM as well?
Yes, I have done a few performances outside of UPM. I've done, I think my first performance, especially my first singing performance outside of UPM, was actually on TV. It was for Mother's Day. I was 9. It was like it used to be an old talk show on family. So that's my first live performance on TV. And other than that, I sang at weddings before, and I've also done open mic sessions, kind of like spontaneously. Sometimes I would go to places, or I would like cross path to certain places that have open mic, and I decided to, like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try because I've never done that. So, and it was definitely nerve wracking because I was not prepared like all the other performers there. So it was definitely exciting, and also I've almost done a performance at PWTC, but I had to cancel that because I had an emergency. Yeah, otherwise I would have. It was like a formal event, so otherwise I would have performed in front of like 1,000 VIPs. Yeah, like other musicians, other artists as well. And I think that's basically just it. Yeah, I think that's like my most memorable performances outside of UPM.
What about for choir as well?
Choir, outside of UPM, yeah, last year for our choir team after we won, we performed at the Golden. We performed at the hotel, the
Palace of the Golden
yeah,
Horses?
Palace of the Golden Horses. We did a choir performance for a charity event for the cancer survivors. So yeah, um, that was like our first performance outside of UPM, and that was fun. Unexpected, but yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was fun. Alright, so the other question would be what's the progress of your choir team so far? How's the progress for the competition that's coming up for
It's-
FESCOM, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, it's coming along nice. We've added new choreography to our performance, which is like Silat inspired movements. So yeah, because like two of our members have been involved in Silat, so they basically choreographed the whole thing. So we added new movements to one of our song, and also we're basically ready to perform. It's just that we're just polishing everything so far. So we just have to make sure that everything's perfect, everyone's harmonized, and the choreography is sharp. And we just want to give everyone like the best performance that we can give. So hopefully it will be a memorable one.
Right. Since you've been in this field for so long, what would you give to your, friends and families who are trying out something new, other than, other than either if it's not singing, if it's not dancing, or something else that's not typical for any, Malaysian to
Yeah.
go into? What's the message you would like to give it to them?
I would definitely highly encourage them to try something new because before I got into UPM, I was so afraid of trying anything new. But since I got accepted here, and there are like so many interesting programs, that's when I decided to give it a try because is something that I've always wanted, and there's like the opportunity is right in front of me. So I just took it, and I regret nothing. So I think that's definitely I would definitely encourage is when you like something, is when you are passionate about something, you should definitely try and go for it, no matter what the result is. Just as long as you work hard and do it for yourself. You don't do it for anything else. You don't do it for your like say like okay, you don't do it for your parents. You don't do it for your friends. You don't do it for your college. You do it basically because you genuinely enjoy doing it. And once you have that passion, once you have that drive, nothing can stop you. Not even the stress, not even the tiredness, not even the exhaustion, because all of that is just it's just part of whatever it is that you wanted to do. The stress and the exhaustion is normal, and in any field you pursue in, there's always that. So once you have passion, once you have drive, usually that doesn't really matter because you're enjoying yourself and you're learning something new and you're progressing as a person and you're developing new skills, you're making new friends, and you're definitely going in the direction that you wanted to go. So I definitely would highly recommend anyone trying something new, something that they've always been afraid. Is once they're afraid, that's when they should try it. Yeah.
Nice. I think that's a really good message towards all the people out there. Alright. So I think this is one of the ends of our video.
Okay.
So again, thank you to Afiq Naradli. This is Emmanuel again for interview number 3 of Flex 2013. Signing off. Thank you.
Bye.